Hey guys, Holy Astronaut here. Princess, Prinsu, Puddin, Holy, anything else you want to call me. I'm bored, so I decided to make a video to tell the story about the time my friend Saki and I got initiated into, I think it was a Shinto religion in Japan. Okay, so first off the bat, before we start, is that so you wouldn't think like what's wrong with her as I tell you this. How I interact with other people apparently is not it's not a safe or sane way to interact. I tend to not have a sense of like stranger danger or like fear of strangers, I guess is another way you can put it. If someone randomly comes up to me and starts talking to me, I wouldn't be like, oh wow, what's this creep doing talking to me, or like why is this person suddenly conversing with me. No, I'm gonna go into a full-blown conversation with them. Like I will treat them like we've been friends forever, like I know them, like I'm catching up to an old friend from elementary school. You can't really remember them, but you had some good times, so you treat them right. That's kind of how I treat strangers if they talk to me. Like I don't go up talking to random people because I just don't have the energy or time for that. But if someone talks to me, why not? Like why else would they talk to me? It's not you're gonna hurt me or anything. Also, before I start on this story, it should be known that I've been in Japan for about almost a month, like 3 weeks at this point, when this whole entire initiation into a religion against my will happened. I have been in Japan for almost a month, about 3 weeks. I'd spent a week and a half by myself in Japan, and that week and a half since I was with myself, I had, interacted with strangers. I had gone places with strangers. It was awesome. I had some really good experiences. Like I was in Okinawa, when I first got to Japan for the I Want OK Rock concert. If you don't know, One OK Rock is a Japanese rock band, and they are my favorite band ever. Well, my favorite rock band ever. I have a lot of favorite artists. They're like one of my most favorite artists ever. So I went to Okinawa, and it was awesome. Like I met some great people there. I mean, I could make another video. I'm gonna make another video about it in depth. But long story short, I was alone, and then I met some really great people there. We had bonded through music. I don't know how to speak any Japanese. I know 5 words in Japanese, and even if I don't know the language, we bonded through music. We went out, me and the people I met there went out to eat after. Like it was awesome. I still talk to one of the girls I met at that concert to this day. We're still friends. It was really great. So, and also when I had even met up with my classmates, because this was a class trip, this whole entire initiation didn't happen during a class trip to Japan. When I had met up with my classmates, and we had gone to this pretty vacant city in Japan called Ishinomaki. That's where we were staying. So when we had gone to Ishinomaki, I had met up with these 2 Japanese girls and this one English teacher from America. And we had all just literally the same day we met up, we went to karaoke, and we karaoke the night away. I just had really good experiences with random people, and I've had them in America, I've had them in Japan, I've had them in places I've been to. So I just talk to people. You make some really good friends that way, which I have. You meet some really interesting people that way too. I'm not saying to talk to strangers. If you're a minor, don't talk to strangers, please. Do not talk to strangers. Don't be like me. You're gonna know why soon. So we're in Ishinomaki. It's a really rural, like it's not really rural, but there's not many people there and not many things to do there. Our class was the only foreigners there, and it was really boring. It was a beautiful, beautiful city, but it was boring, and there was nothing to do. So one day I was going out for a walk, and these 2 ladies approached me. They were like, Mate, Sarah, Sarah. They weren't saying my name at all. My name is not Sarah. My name is Princess. They weren't saying my name, but I thought they were talking to me because I was the only one on the street, and they were yelling an English name, and I'm clearly not Japanese. So I was like, they're talking to me. So I turn around. I'm like, me, and And then they like stop, they're like running towards me, and they stop, they're like waving at me, then they're like, wait, and they like come at me, and I'm just like, yo, what's up? They're like, oh my gosh, like, it's been so long, Sarah. And I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about, I'm not Sarah, my name is not Sarah. They're like, oh my gosh, really? Oh my gosh, we're so sorry. Look, you. Then the one girl, okay, so there was two ladies. One of them knew pretty good English, and she was like younger, and another one who looked older did not really know that much English. But the younger one who was talking to me, just like she was about like graduate student age, she was like, oh my gosh, you're not Sarah? Oh my gosh, you look just like my friend who's called Sarah. And I'm like, nope, that's not me. Anyway, have a nice day. They're like, no way. And I'm like, yo, what's good? You know, like I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. They're not stopping me from doing anything. Like, let's have a conversation. So you're like, are you a student here? Like, you're a foreigner in the Shinomaki. Like, what are you doing here? Because, you know, we're the only foreigners there. We're there for a class trip, volunteering stuff. So I told them that. I'm like, we're here to volunteer. And she's like, oh, that's so cool. I'm a teacher, like an elementary school teacher. I'm like, yo, that's sick. That's awesome. And she's like, I also go to like a university. And I'm like, oh, same, me too. We're university students. So we're talking about that. And then, you know, we're having a pleasant, good, normal, just chill conversation. Nothing weird. They're not giving me any weird vibes. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm down to have a conversation. Whoever wants to have a conversation. But then she's like, how about we like talk more over like dinner, like we can like meet up to go to the mall, hang out. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a plan. You know, it gives me something to do. I'm no longer bored out of my mind in Ishinomaki. That's awesome. Let's do it. So you're like, yeah, let's do that. Let's meet up at the mall on like Friday or Saturday or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm free that day. We're not doing anything that day. So like we make plans. So I go back to like the place where my class is staying, and I tell our program leader about my encounter and about how I have to, because we have to tell him where we go, you know, for like good reason. I tell him like, oh yeah, I met these two ladies and I'm gonna go like hang out with them on Saturdays. So I can't like be busy on Saturday because I've made plans. And he's like, okay, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome, right? I don't think this is weird at all. But my friend Saki, she's like, do you want me to go with you? And I'm like, yeah, sure, that's awesome. Saki most likely asked if she should go with me because she was like, okay, this is weird. Like some random ladies call you by the wrong name and then chase you down, calling you some random English name because you obviously don't look, you know, fucking Japanese. And then they invite you out. Like, so she's like, okay, I'm gonna go with you to like make sure you don't die. But I'm here thinking Saki wants to go with me because more the merrier. Like, I'm here thinking that she's like, oh, there's two of them, there'll be two of us. And also Saki knows Japanese like fluently, so that would help because like only one of the ladies knew like English kind of good, and then the other lady didn't really know much English. So I was like, and I don't know any Japanese, so I was just like, yeah, if Saki was there, we would have like such a good conversation and we'd be like really good friends. It's gonna be awesome. So Saturday rolls around and, you know, we meet up with the ladies at the mall. Okay, this really big mall. I think it was like Aeon or something. So we eat at this really fancy like pasta restaurants, and as we're eating, the ladies are like, have you ever seen a shrine? And I'm like, I've never seen a shrine. Like, I want to see a shrine. And Saki was like, oh, I went to a shrine before we got to Shinomaki because she also got to Japan at an earlier time than our class. And so she like showing us, she like brings out her phone, she's showing us and like pictures that she took of the shrine. And it's like those really beautiful big shrines that you see like in anime or something, like the ones like you throw a coin and you praying, you know, you ring the bell, you know, even like touristy shrines, like it's really nice, right? And then I was like, oh man, I really want to see that. Like, I'm in Japan, I gotta see a shrine in Japan, you know, just what you gotta do, you're a tourist. So the lady was like, there's a shrine really close by if you want to see one. So I'm just like, oh shit, really? That's awesome, let's go. Saki was also on board. She's like, yeah, we can see a shrine, yeah, that's cool, let's go. So we hang out around the mall a little bit, you know, we're taking selfies together, we're like doing some minor shopping, you know, stuff like that. And the lady was like, okay, we can go now if you guys want. I'm like, yeah, let's go. So so we're done, and we do the thing that you tell children never to do. Like, you don't ever do this, please don't ever do this. So we get into their car. Mistake number two, we got into their car. Don't get into strangers' cars. But so we go into the car and they're like driving us to the shrine. Like, we have no idea where we're going anyway, just have that a heads up. But they're driving us to the shrine. I don't think this is weird. I'm still in a good mood. I'm still like, you know, in my vibes of like, oh my god, this is awesome. I'm in Japan. I'm gonna have another good experience with some strangers. Saki's a little more, you know, normal, and so she's like cautious. The ladies, when we were in the restaurants, they found out that I like One OK Rock, you know, so they were like, oh, I can put on like One OK Rock CD for you, and they had the CD that had the beginning in it, the song The Beginning, and you know, that's one of their best CDs. So I'm like, yeah, turn that shit up, let's fucking go. And so they put on The Beginning. I'm jamming out. I'm like headbanging in my seat. I'm just jamming out. I'm like, I was just having a good time by myself in my own world, oblivious to everything else, right? But after a while, I'm still singing, I'm still jamming, right? Saki is like, yo, princess. And I'm like, what's up, Saki? And she's like, we've been driving for a while. And I'm like, we have? I look out the window, it's like evening time. It's like getting dark outside. We left town, so we're like in the middle of nowhere. Like there's just rice fields and then nothing else, and it's getting dark. So Saki was like, hey, how about you send like Arthur like our location and like the pictures, the selfies we took with these ladies and of these ladies. And I'm like, oh yeah, I will do that. Now I don't know, at the time I did not know why Saki told me to do that, because I'm dumb. Just so you guys know, I'm not a smart person. I may have graduated university, but that doesn't mean you like street smart, you know? So I'm not, you know, but anyway, so I sent it to him. I sent him the pictures we took on our location, and I text him that, hey, we're going out with these ladies to see a shrine. Then he's like, okay, are you okay? Are you guys safe? And I'm like, yeah, we're safe. We're good. Everything's fine. So he's like, okay, keep tabs with me. Okay. I'm like, okay, I'll keep up with you. So we're still driving. We've been driving for a while, and it's like dark outside. It's like night. It's pitch black. And I'm getting kind of freaked out. Like, I'm no longer singing along to One OK Rock. I'm like quiet. Saki's quiet. The ladies, I think they realized our quietness, start asking us questions. Like stuff we've already talked about already, but also like really like personal stuff. They asked us like our address. Now I was like, I told them where we were staying in Japan. But then she was like, I mean, your American address is fine too. And I'm like, I'm not telling you my American address. What the hell? So she's like, okay, that's fine. I'm like, yeah, what do you need to know that for? So we're like driving in silence still. And then we see this house, and we pull up into like the small driveway of this house. And only like the lights around there, it's the only light we have. Everywhere else is dark. Like we have the car light and the house, the light from the house, and there's rice fields everywhere. We're in the middle of nowhere. We don't even know how far off we are from town. I don't even know how long we've been driving, because I was having a good time half the time. So I don't want to get out of the car because, one, I'm afraid of the dark and it's pitch black outside, and two, I feel like I'm going to die. Like I felt like Saki was like, this is when we get sold to human trafficking. Like this is when we have our limbs hacked off and no one would have ever heard of us ever again. Like this is a missing like students abroad situation. This is what stupid kids do, and we were those stupid kids. Like I really felt like we were going to die. So the ladies leave the car, and they kind of like insinuate that we leave the car too. So Saki leaves first. I follow behind her because I'm not gonna stay in that dark car by myself. Like who knows what could happen to me. So I follow her, and then they go to the door. They knock on the door, and then this tall Japanese man opens the door, and he's just kind of looking out at us. And me and Saki are behind the ladies, and they kind of just wordlessly enter the house. We're thinking we should follow them. The guy doesn't say anything at all. He's just silent and intimidating there. But so we follow them into the house because we either stay outside in the dark or we enter the house that has light. The guy closes the door behind him, and literally it's like my heart was beating so fast because I thought I would either get sold into like sex slavery, I'll become like someone's bride or something, or I'm going to have my limbs sold in the black market. Those are the three things that was going through my head. I'm like, this ain't no shrine. This don't look like the picture Saki showed us. This is a lie. I am stupid. And if I die, I might as well deserve it. Because I did exactly what like everyone tells you not to do to avoid being sold off into the black market or into like human trafficking. I did exactly what they said. Hey, don't do it. I did it. So if that was the result, I mean, what did you expect, right? So I was kind of accepting my fate, but still scared at the same time, thinking I can take them. I look at the guy, I'm like, I could probably take him. Like if it all came down to it, I was kind of, gauging where I stand right now, thinking I could probably steal your car and drive away from here. I have GPS. I never once thought to text our program leader, which is weird. But anyway, I was kind of just thinking of like physical defense at that moment. Then the guy, he goes like in front of us, opens this door to the side, like the sliding doors. He opens it to the side, and there's just an empty room with like I think like 4 or 5 pillows on the floor, and the pillows are facing this wall that has a shrine on it. Now these ladies didn't lie to us. We did see a shrine. It was not the shrine that Saki showed us. They deceived us. They did not show us the shrine that I thought they would show us, but it was a shrine. So I can't hate them. Also, they weren't like being completely creepy about this whole entire thing. Aside from them being like silent when we entered the building and stuff, they were pretty like cheery and gung-ho about everything. They're like, sit down on the pillows. And so I don't know how to sit in like the Japanese style, like like the you fold your legs and you sit down. I don't know how to sit that way. I sit crisscross, like I'm sitting crisscross right now. So I told them like, oh, I can't kneel. I can't do that. Also, I also can't kneel because I'm a Christian and I'm not allowed to like kneel before other gods or like like figures of gods. And there was a shrine. I can't do that. It's against my religion. Sorry. So I was like, I can't do that, but I can observe. I can watch. The thing is that Saki also said she couldn't do that because she's also religious, and that's also against religion. But we don't want to make these ladies mad because right now they're in a more powerful situation and they're being pretty good to us. And also that tall, intimidating Japanese man, he's like right behind us. Like he's standing there like this. Like he's just standing there, right? So I was freaked out and I didn't want to make anyone mad. Who knows? Like, what if I close my eyes, the dude whacks me upside the head and I'm dead? Who knows? So I was trying to be really polite, really nice, but I really couldn't like, do what they wanted me to do. So I was like, I can't, but I'll sit. So I sat as politely as I could on the pillow on the floor. Then the ladies gave us like these books, this small booklets that had like a bunch of Japanese words on it, and it was like apparently it was a book of prayers. And in the book of prayers, they were like, yeah, read this with us, like read along with us, and we're gonna lead you through these prayers. And I was, once again, I cannot do that. It's against my religion. And also, secondly, I don't know how to read Japanese. So I had no idea even how to read that book. So I told them, hey, I can't read this book. I can't, as you guys know, because I couldn't even order food at the restaurants. I cannot like read Japanese. So they were like, you can try. And I'm like, I can't even try because I literally don't even know what these characters say. I can't even pretend to read this. Then you're like, okay, just follow along with what we're saying. I'm like, I can't do that either because I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but I just did, okay, I'll try. Saki, as she had proven to them that she was pretty fluent in Japanese and she could read it, at least most of it and stuff like that. So like, it was like, Saki was reading along with them. They start chanting. No, I'm not even like exaggerating this. They start chanting the book of prayers, and they're like kneeling and bowing, and they like ring this gong, do this bell thing, and keep on chanting and chanting. I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm thoroughly freaked out right now, right? I'm just like watching this whole entire thing, kind of trying to be respectful, keep my eyes open, keep my eyes on the dude behind us. But I'm trying to make sure like nothing happens to us. Saki is trying to be respectful as possible because she's awesome like that. She's reading along. Her eyes are kind of open to make sure she doesn't get stabbed or like hit upside the head. She's kind of looking at me, glancing at me sometimes. And then we hear our names. The ladies like say our names. They say our names, I think twice, each of ours. And I look at Saki and I was like, yo, Saki, did you just hear our names? And Saki was like, I heard my name like twice. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not okay with me at all. I'm really like superstitious and spiritual. So I Like I'm not gonna mess with like other gods or stuff like that. I'm not gonna mess with anything spiritual. So I was like, nope, this is not okay with me. This is against all boundaries. After a while, the chanting went on for a little bit longer, and then it was over. I think it was like, if I'm gonna be realistic, it was total of like 4 or 5 minutes, but it felt like 15 minutes to me because I thought I was going to die. But after everything was over, the ladies, they were like, okay, congratulations, you are now in our religion. And I'm like, no, I'm not. What do you mean? And they give us like this certificate that has like our name and everything on it, and you're like, yeah, here you go, this is officially like you're now in our religion, here you go. I'm like, I like take it, and I'm like, this is not something I agreed with. So I also didn't pray or anything like that. So that's a lie. Then they're like, welcome. Now all you have to do is make a pilgrimage to Mount Fuji. That's also something that wasn't going to happen, but I just kept on nodding and smiling, like, yeah, okay, yes. I can't wait for that pilgrimage. So you're like, yeah, thank you so much for like joining our religion. And I'm like, I never asked to join religion. I wanted to see a freaking shrine, but anyway. After they give us the certificate, they give us some beads, some more prayer beads or something. This newspaper, I don't know what the newspaper said. I don't even know why they gave it to us. They spoke to Saki more in Japanese, and I didn't really know what any of that was about. Saki kind of told me they were just explaining the religion, and that it was about like some dude who did something, and that they have to thank Mount Fuji for something that Mount Fuji did. So I don't really know, but it's like based on history or something. Like, it sounded a lot like very cultish, like they were like in a cult for this dude. Like it sounded like it had to do with the government too, so it was really weird. So they were like, you want us to take you back to your like hostel? I'm like, no, just take us back to the mall we met at, because I'm not gonna let these people. I mean, we already told them our address, but I'm not gonna let them physically see where we were gonna stay for our time in Japan. That's not something I was comfortable doing anymore. I would have before, but I'm not. So they ruined the trust I had in them. That's their fault. But yeah, so they took us back to the mall, and they dropped us off. They took a selfie with us because they were like, let's take a selfie to commemorate this moment. They were very happy. Saki and I, we were very just scared, exhausted, and very relieved at the same time. Actually, we ended up laughing about the situation. Literally, after we took our selfie with the ladies and they left us at the mall, we just kind of laughed and we're like, okay, so that was something that was never on our bucket list, but now we can say we've done. Okay, from the mall we went back to our hostel, and then I still had the stuff they gave me because I didn't want to leave it at the mall because I just seemed really mad disrespectful. But I don't like to be disrespectful to like things that I deem as spiritual, because I don't mess with spiritual things. Like they could get back at you, like karma, curses. I don't mess with spiritual things. But so I tried to like get rid of the stuff as respectfully as I could. So I just left it like in the drawer of my room in the hostel. I just left it there. Everything they gave me, the newspaper, everything. I didn't throw anything away because I'm not gonna throw anything away that's spiritual before I get cursed, or like smited or something like that. And that's how I don't consider myself as part of this religion, but apparently to them contracts have been signed apparently, and I am part of this religion. That's weird, but okay. Does this teach me a lesson not to talk to strangers and go off with them anymore? Hell no. I literally went off with a stranger like a few weeks later, and also I went off with so many random people. Like the next time I came to Japan, I made some really good friends. It was a really great time. But yeah, I'm trying to be more like aware of this whole entire stranger danger thing, because I do feel like I got off lucky. That they were just like weird cult people who wanted to and like force me into the religion, and not like people who would like sacrifice me or sell me into the black market, or like they weren't like human traffickers, which is like really real anywhere in the world. That's real. So I'm really lucky that it wasn't anything horrible and serious like that. So I am trying to like exercise stranger danger and more caution, because I want to live until I'm like 40. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for listening.